Chuck? It
Chuck?
didn't seem like you were saying Chuck.
As I'll ever be, Chuck.
Oh.
It's
okay.
just in mid.
That's a new accent for you.
It's my. First of all, it's my father's accent, so it's actually a very normal accent for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't met your parents.
No, and at this stage of our relationship, it's kind of weird that you haven't, right?
I know, it is weird.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about it?
Yeah, I think we should talk about it.
Should we break up?
What's the holdup?
So, I've told my parents about you at least.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
It was funny because I was talking to my dad. He was driving me to just the station, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Back in bloody old Blighty in London town.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, halfway through, I was just talking about you. And he was like, what is Dillin? What's Dillin's like gender? Like, what is that? And I was like, it's kind of any. And he was like, okay, cool. Because I kept being like he, she, and then they, and then all that, in conversations I normally do. He's like, what are they?
What is that? Good, great.
Like, I don't understand. You keep, and I was like, they're just kind of anything, it's gender. And he was like, yeah, all right. And then just kept driving, and then we just kept on the conversation. It was fun.
Oh, good job, Dad.
Fond memory of my papa. He's very good. He is he's very trapped in being a white man in who grew up in the Midlands of England, but is very good with that shit. He's always going on at my mum for doing stuff, and it's good.
That's nice.
He did proclaim himself to be a socialist years ago, which I always thought was awesome because he also grew up like disgusting poor, so it's like that just changes you. But then also said capitalism is good actually, and I was like, well, you can't have both. You have to pick one.
Yeah,
you have to pick a side.
Famously,
yeah,
they're in opposition. That's
famously,
fun.
They're in opposition.
Do you know what's wild is that I have actually told my parents about you as well now, and we don't get on like that. It's serious. Yeah.
Yeah. I also haven't met your parents. Is there anything with that? Will I one day? Do we think? Do we think we should have them meet before the consummation? I think.
Yeah, and by the consummation, you mean the next podcast we make?
The next podcast we make? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is out. These podcasts are out of wedlock. These are bastard podcasts. These are
casual podcasts. Before we monetize, we have to let our parents sign off on it.
Have a podcast host wedding.
Yeah. Oh, a registry for that would be sick. All the equipment we could get.
Yeah, we have most of it. That's part and parcel of us. Sorry, yeah. Well, it's like we'll still have it. We'll still we'll register for it. And it's like we have one, but we could always use a second.
Yeah. Registered at Best Buy.
Who's playing it? Who? The band playing at our wedding has given us written consent that we can use their songs in podcasts.
Yeah, I don't think we're our we don't have a
my God,
because it's it's just a live podcast. It's some other podcast.
You stole that fucking joke out of my mouth. Do you think we could get my brother and me to play live at our wedding?
Yeah, just do a live my brother and me. That's it. We will still be slow dancing. It's just that
but to the jokes.
Music, yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we need themed food now then. Open bar, of course.
Yeah, obviously that's the same in podcasts and in romance.
Yes.
You need that.
Okay, so we'll have to have. So I like starter. It's a prawn cocktail, but it's in like a shot glass, so it's a very small one. It's called One Shot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, it would be a star-studded podcast ceremony.
My God, it would be crazy.
Unprepared casters would be there.
Holy shit,
My
we
first
can get
dungeon
some
would be there.
Hitters.
One shot party of one.
Yeah. We could get some crazy
people. It would be
in,
outstanding.
Who do we want
who's
to...
who?
who do we want to be the person to swear us in? Like not swear us in. What's the vicar or whatever? The person.
I have to. I'm going to tell you right now. I know that Amelia is ordained.
Amelia would be a good choice,
and I think I think it's going to be an easy choice for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who's your podcast best man?
Okay. This is so fucking goofy. My podcast best man. Wow. That's tough. I think it's got to be, you know what? It's got to be James D'Amato. I think it's got to be James D'Amato because he's giving me away.
I think James D'Amato, is walking you down the aisle. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that's good.
So, who's your podcast?
I don't know. I don't really have a podcast best man.
This is the stupidest gag. We have to see it through.
Do you think Haley Whipjack would be my podcast best man?
I think it
might. I don't really have one.
That was what I thought at first.
Or Jay. Me and Jay don't talk that often, but I do love Jay Strowman.
Yeah. That's who we should get to play. Is Planet Arcana's tangentially related band can play at the wedding.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as it's Jay's band. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Jay's
sort of podcast.
Planet Arcana are playing. They do a live Planet Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
James D'Amato walks you down the aisle.
Yep.
I think I could get Hales. I feel like there's another pull in here though, who I'm not thinking of.
I know. They're so weird.
Do you know what
honestly,
I mean?
Do you know what this little gag is making me feel really proud of us and our circle of absolute fucking winners.
Absolute fucking home runs, every single one of them.
Unbelievable home runs.
Oh my god.
What?
It's right. Can you play Millie in this bit? Just doing the ordain. Just do the final bit, right?
Yeah,
do the and now you may podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be the audience.
Okay. And you can now hit record or whatever. 3, 2, 1. And that's all of the audience does it at the same time. Everybody who does it 3, 2, 1 clap. Good. Great. Excellent. Would we have to get a podcast divorce if I opened up time.is in the middle of
No, we wouldn't have to get a podcast divorce. I'm getting used to time.is now. Like I'm getting over it because I know that you like it. So I'm like getting used to it now.
Yeah.
Bruh, that reception with the amount of games on tables, we'll have a different game on each table.
Yeah.
That'll be fucking crazy. That'd be so sick.
That'd be amazing.
We have like a sign sheet, but it's a thing that you and I build together, and instead of it being like a sign, it's like a Mad Libs for mechanics. So we have like a whole thing, and then everyone that comes up,
we're gonna do game design at the wedding. It's
like if this happens, blank, and then the person without seeing any of the other answers writes a mechanic and then signs their name at the end. And then at the end we have like a crazy Mad Libs game.
I am imagining like just like a regular party happening, and then like a big old whiteboard where like the game designers in the crowd getting itchy, like just going up to it and scribbling furiously as they think of ideas.
That would be huge.
Yeah, Vidya Valetti is gonna have a.
I was just about to say, yeah. It's gonna have the best day ever, dude.
Best day.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable.
We do bits like this often. I cannot state how happy I am that this one managed to be recorded. This is so good.
We do so many bits that I'm so upset that we didn't record.
Hi, my name is Robin. I have completed a Dragon Age game.
And I'm Dillin. I have played 1,000,000 Dragon Age games 100 million times.
And this is Dorkspawn. We are playing Dragon Age 2. We finished Act 1, and now we are doing the Legacy DLC, which was great for me because I was able to actually play it and finish it and not stress out in time.
Yeah, it was definitely better than the Act 1 playtime. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So, before we get super into it, how do you think this stacks up on DLCs we've played so far? Because we did Awakening, I'm not going to say counts because it's an expansion. We have...
Correct.
Shale.
Shale's DLC.
Witch Hunt.
Yeah.
I did Soldier's Peak. I really liked Soldier's Peak.
Yes, and Soldier's Peak, which I did too. I feel I liked this more than almost all of them except for Shale's. And
sure.
Mostly it's because I love Shale's, but I always love Shale's. But I didn't care for a lot of the DLCs we've done because in this playthrough in particular, they had nothing to do with me. Even Witch Hunt, which I did play as me, I was like, well, this didn't really happen. This is stupid. I liked this one a lot, and I also only ever played this once before, like right when it came out, which is a pretty rare circumstance for me. So it felt really, really brand new to me. Like I didn't. I barely remembered it, to be honest.
This one's crazy to me because this is, in terms of DLC, the most story-heavy, important, rich, continues on thing that I've seen. Like, yes. of the Dragon Ages, so far. This is crazy because I know that characters from this appear in Inquisition.
Yes.
And are important in some way, but also the amount of lore that this shit drops is absolutely crazy.
Well, it's lore heavy in the way that Awakening is. I think, though, this one has more actual relevance than Awakening does. I know that Awakening does affect things in your world state more. This is not really about, like, your character's choices and affecting the world state. This is more about
the world.
This is like here is you discovering bits about our world building. I feel similarly about this than I do about what we'll get to, which is Trespasser in Inquisition, which I feel like this should be part of the story, and I feel a little stupid that I don't usually play it, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is awesome. I did do a little bit of things beforehand because, as I said, I actually don't think I said last week, but I told you I started playing Act 2 because I didn't read the thing. So I thought we were doing Act 2 immediately, and I was like, all right, I want to get ahead of it. I only played about half an hour, and the only thing I did is something that I'm fine with, is I got Sebastian to be on the team. So Sebastian is now part of my crew. And I think that was like, he's a party member. It's like, I feel like that was fine. It's like I didn't spoil anything for myself. I just got a lead party member into the party.
Yeah.
And he's cool.
He is cool. Yeah.
I like him. He's not a Templar. He's a noble. A prince, specifically, right? Who, in Act 1... he asks you to kill a bunch of people because they killed his family, and then in Act 2, you find him, and he's arguing with a member of the Chantry, because she's like, "This won't help," and he's like, "Yeah, but I mean, I gotta kill him." And because he's like, "Oh, it didn't make me feel better, but I have to do it more." I think.
And he puts a thing on like the Chanter's board, or it's the Chanter's board.
Yeah, and Act 1 that they keep taking down, and then he like. It puts it up somewhere else, and he's like, "No, don't fucking take this down."
Yeah.
He's fun. But Legacy.
But wait, actually, before we get into
some...
Legacy, I have a couple of things. Because, all right, Act 1 was so jam-packed.
Yeah.
That there were a couple of things that I forgot to say that I feel like I would regret if I didn't say them at you on the podcast. But actually, even before I do that, I want to say, because I would deeply regret it if we didn't say this, Peter Renaday, the voice actor who played our man Duncan, died this past week.
Yeah, that's
on September 8th. So that's a big loss in like the Dragon Age universe and sucks. And in
our prime Obi-Wan Kenobi best fucking Grey Warden guy. The guy who introduces us into the universe, essentially.
The guy who introduces us to the concept of the entire story and to the Grey Warden motto of in death sacrifice. Yeah. He is the man. So R.I.P.
Yeah, that is something.
Yeah. The things that I wanted to talk to you about that I did not say. I think there were a lot, but the ones that I'm remembering right now are that Meryl, who we both love so much,
deeply,
so much, is confirmed via like banter and some dialogue that she is the Meryl that you meet in Origins, in the Dalish camp that you go to in Origins. And that because she developed magic, and that there were too many magic users in that camp, she was sent away. And that's how she winds up at the camp that she's at now.
Oh my God.
When she meets you. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Obviously in Origins, when you meet her, she has a completely different voice actor, very different accent. And nothing indicates that these are the same characters except for that.
That's cool, though.
But it's still cool. Yeah. Before playing the game this time, I had kind of thought that it was just sort of implied, but then I realized that I got a dialogue or like a banter where she talks directly about being sent from another camp in
that's really fucking cool.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, no, that's not me just making things up. She is actually meant to be that.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Cool. Any more delicious, yummy notes?
Not that I remember.
Nice.
So I think we can go into Legacy.
So now I'm a little confused as to how this starts. You get a letter from someone being like, hey, you are Hawk, come meet us here in this place. Or like threatening you in some way. Because as far as I'm aware, the DLC starts in media res. You're like already on the way there, and you talk about, so it's weird that we got this fucking... Oh, no, sorry. It's Cassandra and Varric. It opens with Cassandra and Varric.
Yeah, you have a cutscene
and
with...
then... Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then she's like, tell me about this, and he's like, you're not going to fucking believe me. Hawk got a letter saying this thing. But what transpired there is so crazy that you literally won't believe me and the things that I'm doing.
Yeah. Do I like it? I don't know if I like it. I think this quest should be wove into the story itself, but what it is like triggered by you walking up to a statue and being like, hello, I would like to play Legacy, please.
Yeah, a little weak.
And I don't mind that for stuff that's like secondary or like feels more secondary to the story, but because this feels like such a woven in part of it.
I would like something more than just a statue, though. I would like a letter or an NPC or something that's
something
like,
that gives
hey,
it to you. Be integrated a little bit in. But yeah, no, as long as you have done the Destruction of Lothering, which is like all of the prequel leading up to you being
as soon
a
as you
citizen
get
of
a
Kirkwall.
house in any way. Yeah.
And so it appears in Gamlen's house, and it's a griffin, by the way, which just is super exciting because we know that griffins used to exist in the Dragon Age universe. So so it's a griffin statue. You interact with it, and then you select your party. This is fun because I like it at the end of Act 1 or beginning of Act 2, whatever you want to call it. But depending on who you have recruited and who has left or who has died or whatever, at whatever point you do play this in the game, that is your available party to go with. So even though it feels like a separate thing, it's like your choices have mattered in terms of what you're going to do here.
So I was reading up on it a little bit, and I read somewhere that it is canonically like in the middle of Act 3, but the game reacts to you dependent on like where you begin playing it.
So that's interesting because I thought that, I thought that it happens like a year or something after the Blight ends, which I think take to be somewhere in Act 2. But
I mean, I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be misremembering.
I might be wrong too. And if you correct me on it, I think I'll kill you. Okay. Not you, Robin. I'm talking to the royal you out there in the.
Oh yeah. Me also though.
Yeah. So whatever, it can happen at any time. Canonically is a nonsense
because they talk to you. They talk to you as like if they change dialogue to match the scenes you're in, it doesn't fucking matter where you play. Like it nebulously takes place in one of the 3 acts. Who was your party going in?
Yeah, this was, I took my A team, which is Varric,
always
Meryl, and Fenris, who the romance has started. We're very vaguely in the beginning parts of the
you're in the talking stage.
Yeah, we're in the talking stage.
I originally took Varric, who I think is a 100% you have to take. I brought Sebastian because I had just gotten him, so I kind of wanted to see how he interacts. It turns out not a lot, so I abandoned him pretty like halfway through the dungeon.
Yeah.
And then and I took Anders because that's my relationship starting. Anders, who is almost a 100% should definitely bring him. He's so important, has like whole scenes dedicated to him being there, and it's fucking awesome. So we'll talk about that. I'm a big Anders. I'm becoming a big Anders stan right now.
I love that. Yeah.
To the point where later on after the DLC, because I played a little bit after the DLC, but I just went to people's houses. Yeah. There's a thing which I don't normally like doing on first runs. I don't care about it like otherwise, but I felt because I was so neutral, I didn't want to accidentally stay very neutral with everyone. So I did look up like Anders' approval, like what things do I have to say to get his approval up. And I Googled that after, and I juiced my approval like crazy. I got 35 in a single conversation, and I was very happy with that. But my romance with Anders is beginning. We're flirting a lot, and I'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
So, regardless of your pick, Bethany starts in your party originally. She walks up in the initial cutscene because she's also a hawk. I mean, for us, I don't know if Carver does, but
no, it would be either of your siblings.
With the siblings. And she's like, man, I'm so glad the circle let me go out and, be able to do this. And I thought that was fun because I was like, oh, yeah, it's cool that she's out now.
That is fun.
But then she was like, okay, I'm going to go, bye. And I was like, oh, no, shit. I kind of think I really, really think I should have Bethany in the party if she's in the opening cutscene. And then she just turns around and walks away. So, minor spoiler, later on in the dungeon, you get one chance to change your party. And then I switch Sebastian out for Bethany. That's fun. I am again also like, that was the correct choice. There was really no... It's like those three characters, Varric, Bethany, and Anders, they all have so much interaction in the DLC that I was like, oh, this is good. I brought the right boys along.
Yeah.
But you arrive.
You arrive, you get the cutscene with Cassandra back to the interrogation scene that we get like in the beginning, and the cutscenes in general. And Cassandra's like, there's a chasm in the Vinmark Mountains. And says that when the Chantry tried to investigate this, they couldn't do it because wardens overtook the place and were like, no, you're not allowed in.
Yep.
And so Varric is like, oh, right, don't let me tell you about that. Again is also like, you're fully not going to believe me. Yeah. I'm going to tell you everything, but you're not going to believe a single word I'm saying. So we go to the Wasteland, which that's a new place. For us. In like introduced into the world for us. And so immediately we learn that this is a Carta related thing because I think you're attacked
group.
We met the Carta in Origins a bunch when we're in Orzammar. But now, interesting, the Carta like as topsiders is kind of, I think, a new concept. So that I think is interesting. But
they're all milky-eyed and weird.
Yes,
specifically. Yeah.
So so we get attacked by a bunch of Carta. We get attacked and then again by like a fucking million of them.
Yeah. They all specifically talk about two things whilst they're attacking you and in minor cutscenes before they attack you.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about your father, saying how like you have the blood of the hawk and your father is like is like very powerful and XYZ, and you don't really know why they're doing that. But they also talk about a man called Corypheus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not even a man. They talk about a being called Corypheus and how Corypheus will free them, and Corypheus is the best and good, and they love him very much. As you're walking, as you're like slaughtering hundreds of them whilst you're like breaking through their barricades and walking toward a place that looks fucking awesome. A big like spire tower, dwarven spire tower that leads down into the deep roads.
When you're lured there, like by like a Carta messenger too, who like tells you where to go.
I'm just on the wiki at this point, and I just do want to bring up that Legacy was written by Jennifer Hepler, Jennifer Hepler, who has written in so far all of the games, not in the Veilgaurd. But she, I'm just looking at her credits, and it's like games: Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age Origins Awakening, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition. She has 2 books, Anders and Sebastian. The characters that she wrote are Branka and Hespith. Dragon Age 2, she wrote Anders, Bethany, Cullen, Elthina, Gamlin, Leandra, Sebastian. And then she wrote all of Ozma in Origins. Every single quest in Ozamar she wrote. So clearly, this is the dwarf woman. Because this is also very dwarf-based. So she just wrote every single thing. She wrote the dwarf commoner origin, Paragon of her kind, Anvil of the Void, and as well as the Legacy DLC. So it's like, oh, she just did all of this. And then it says other contributions, Ozamar. It's under what other
all of
contributions.
Ozamar. That's
just
fucking
Ozamar.
So cool.
Yeah, so the writer for this is the dwarf. Yeah. It's fun, isn't it?
Okay, so we go into the chasm, which is like this beautiful, like ornate thing.
I love the look
design
of this
is really
place
nice.
is really cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of fighting, and then I think it doesn't get too interesting. You start seeing like Brontos like right away, which I found really interesting because I guess I forgot that they're not a Darkspawn thing. They're just an animal that's
they're like a
Deep Roads animal.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking Bronto. I forgot. I thought I don't know. I had like section them off into a thing. So we get some cool armor. We find it's the Weishaupt armor or something like that. It's like
very good. Yeah.
Very, very specific to the Grey Warden. So now we're like, okay, this is very dwarfy, and it's also very there's something Grey Warden-y happening here.
That's cool. That's cool. I didn't pick up on that. I know that there was the armor, but it's like I didn't pick up that meant that it was like Grey Warden influence. That's cool. Yeah. It's just interesting. It's just a cool, interesting thing. Yeah. There's a lot of fights. You come across a guy called Geralt. And if you specifically have Varric in the party, him and Geralt have like a little conversation because they knew each other.
Gareth, I think.
Gareth? Is
Gareth?
it? Gareth. Sorry,
Gareth?
I thought that was a T. It's a V, yeah.
Yeah.
Gareth. Who him
knows
and Varric
Varric.
Who knows Varric. Not only knows Varric, but after he goes a little mad, I fought him. I think there might be a way to not, but I did.
I don't know. Maybe there is.
I don't know. It felt like there might be, but also I am so aggressive in this game. I like keep telling people to go shut up and die. So
and I'm not, and I still wound up fighting him. So
there you go. But Varric says that Bianca, his crossbow, was actually made by him. Which I thought was really cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know anything about Bianca. I just know that Varric talks about Bianca a lot. You can't change his weapon, and clearly it's very important, and he loves it oh so dearly. Yeah. But I know nothing else about it, which I think is
that's
fun.
very great.
But the fact that it was built by this other guy, and then this other guy is like, oh my god, you're bringing her to Malcolm. Oh, not Malcolm Hawke, but it's like you're bringing the blood of Malcolm Hawke to us. Thank you, that's great, and blah blah blah. And then Varric's like, nope, I'm not doing that. Please stop. Varric is forced to kill him, and he's very upset. But in like a I used to like him. He wasn't like the best guy, but he wasn't. I have to kill you.
They're acquaintances. They're not like
friends,
besties.
But he's still like, this is a shame.
This sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. You find a lot of dwarves that have seemingly gone mad that really want you for something.
Yeah. You're like You're like mythologized. It seems
truly. People are like. It seems weird because a lot of times you're talking to people and it feels like, are you gonna worship me or are you gonna force? Oh, am I gonna have to kill you? I don't know. I never know which angle they're going with.
Which is so interesting because so far in this game, that is not the vibe. You are not
anyone.
You are not anyone important. You're at most like important figures say your name with like a little bit of spit, like about to like like there's no. It's just an interesting thing. But you just like you said, like you get like as you finish like the first like sort of I forget what it is room like after this kind of interaction with Garov, you do have like an opportunity to go all the way back to Kirkwall, like and restock, resupply, change your party, do like whatever.
Well, there's outside of a boss room before this first boss is like a change your party horn, which is where I changed my party. But yes, you could go all the way back to Kirkwall. It fully is like, oh yeah, that's right. It does. Oh yeah, no, you are correct. Yeah, that's how I did it. Yeah, because they're like, hey, do you want to just go back to Kirkwall and we'll pause it here because you're not going to be able to leave after you walk through it. It is also revealed in the conversation with Garov that he's drinking Darkspawn blood, or these guys are this like Carter
the milky-eyed dwarves.
Yeah, they're all drinking Darkspawn blood and all have. Is it you drink Darkspawn blood and you have the taint, or you like that's two different things?
So I think it's implying that they're more like the dwarves we meet in Deep Roads, written by whoever it was that you just mentioned, because she mentions in addition to Bronca, the other dwarf lady who was milky-eyed and doing poetry at us, right?
Yes,
was talking about how they were eating the Darkspawn to stay undetected by them. And for whatever reason, they didn't die, but they didn't go all the way Darkspawn. They stayed in like some weird, like sickness, like perpetual sickness. So I think that's what is like something similar to that is what is happening here. The boss that before that you meet is
he's just like a big dwarf, right? He's a dwarf guy with a crazy
sort of cool name, and I can't remember it. I'm
up. I've got the thing, so I'll grab it for you.
Yeah.
And so you have this boss with this guy who I'm going to find the name of, and after you beat the guy, and you win the fight, there's this crazy weapon that he has that you have a little cutscene of you picking up.
Yeah.
Because it's so weird and cool. The weapon is called Hawk's Key, and it has several different forms that it can take. It kind of morphs to best suit you.
Oh, you're talking about Ratigan. Ratigan drops that. There's another... there's another boss that you can fight right before that. Malvernus. Before you go through... So you have to go... If you go through the gate, then you have to fight the Carta boss, which is Ratigan. Yes. And everybody fights Ratigan. But you don't have to fight Malvernus.
Oh.
Okay. Secret boss.
I didn't know there was a secret boss.
Yes. Malvernus is the pestilent one. A demon. That is you pick up like little codexes about him, which is probably why I'm guessing you didn't fight him, because it's like...
No, I started reading codexes in the tower, but I didn't for this opening bit, yeah.
So you get like a couple of little codexes that you pick up around when you're still in like the wasteland. I think you get them all while you're still out, like before you even enter the spire thing. And Malvernus is the demon of some pretty Christian things. I think it's like pestilence and decay and hunger or something. It's pestilence is definitely one of them. which is it just feels very all-consuming religious or whatever. And so this demon has been eating all of the taigs, and turning their body into goop. And yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Crazy.
They look like kind of just a regular mage guy.
I'm sure.
But yeah, you can fight him.
That's pretty cool.
Or you cannot. It just depends on if you unlock it and you get there. But yes, the key you get after you fight the Carta leader Radigan, who is just a big dwarf. And then you can go further in to the deep roads, I think.
Yeah, because this is called Hawk's Key. Our item is called Hawk's Key, and it's specifically it's cool because a thing which I am like sad with games is there's a really cool item that's really strong, and it's like, yeah, but I'm not a mage, so I can't fucking use this. It's rubbish. Or it's a sword and shield, and I'm not using that. What I really like about this is that it changes depending on what you're running. At the moment. So I got like a really cool like single-handed sword because I'm a sword and shield, and I imagine you got a cool two-handed sword. Yep. Love that. That's really cool. Yeah, it's super duper fun. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then because of that, you can go out of these like deep road kind of mines and go fully into this the tower, as it's called. You go in and you find that, well, I mean, specifically, this might not be like a real thing, but Anders comments on it. Anders is like, oh, this is a mage's tower. It's just underground. It's like, it's a mage's tower going like the opposite way. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. That's so cool. That it's like, and specifically this is a dwarven build because the top of the tower that you see before you go in, because you like go all the way down and then go all the way back up again. Is how the tower is like designed. So you see as you're going through the top, you see like the final room, but also the fact that it has dwarven statues like all the way around it. So it's a mage's tower that was built by dwarves. It's pretty cool.
Right, which has some implications because dwarves can't use magic. We are repeatedly told over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. And what I like about this is that so far this game to me it's like, you talk about dwarves. We've talked about dwarves a lot. And just like, we had the writer of this DLC is like a big writer for dwarves. But we had Act 1, the end of Act 1 is we find a prehistoric dwarven taig. It's pretty cool.
Right.
And now we find like a prehistoric dwarven mage tower.
We also encounter Sandal straight up using magic in the deep roads.
Yeah, it's very
lots of stuff.
Very interesting dwarven. Yeah, like they're expanding on dwarves a lot so far, as well as like, I mean, even as like a slight side thing, Varric is like arguably the most important character in the thing. Like he's like the big fan favorite, and he's the narrator of this whole tale. Like he comes and he's like the best friend character, and that carries over into Inquisition. He's also in the Veilgaurd, so it's like he's a big character. He's a big deal. So there's a lot of dwarves in Dragon Age 2. Yeah. Dragon Age 2 is for the dwarves.
He also introduces the concept of someone who's not really like a topsider or like a child of the stone. He never was born in Orzammar.
Yeah.
He's never felt a connection to the stone. He's not religious to like dwarven custom, and he's just, I think he's Androstrian, actually. I think he believes in the Maker. I think he talks about the Maker occasionally. So he's like just completely disconnected from it, which we haven't seen before.
So there's a lot of cool like building dwarf like lore in this game, which I think is neat. But you find this cool dwarven circle tower, essentially. Well, not circle tower, mage's tower. I think
tower.
They're two different things. You fight through some things, but you also find there is a demon that is trapped behind this. I mean, I don't know if this is an optional thing, but there's a demon trapped behind this like kind of shield, and you can do some stuff to unlock the shield. But then as you do it, you hear your father's voice like speak to you as you're doing it.
Yeah.
Malcolm Hawke.
Malcolm
Hawke.
Dad.
And he's talking about just like it's kind of a bit vaguish. Now at this point in the party, I had switched out Sebastian for Bethany, so then we had a conversation about it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, she sorry, not she. Malcolm just talks about like he's like, "Oh, I had to do this for family and blah blah blah, and this is hard and tough." And he talks about how difficult this little magic stuff is.
Yeah. And he tells you that all of the like that the that everything has been bound here by like a spell. So like all of these, like you're getting like attacked by these like shades and demons and stuff like that, and he tells you that they're all trapped here by this like magic ritual that are binding them into this location. And so then you have to like undo that ritual while you're fighting, and then there's a big
bunch of demons.
Old cutscene where you use your key to activate the seal and undo it. And
it's cool because also the weapon, not only does it change depending on what you have on you, but it also you choose your upgrades as you're going through the seals. Yeah, you choose what you want it to be and how you want to build out this key that is like directly tied to your bloodline. You also meet a cute little guy called Larius. Larius, who I love very dearly. He's the commander of the Grey Wardens, or was the commander of the Grey Wardens. But he is going mad. He's like mid-calling, fully, it's like taking over his mind, and he's like a little jittery and going a bit feral, and is having a calling like as we speak. I think it's implied
he's going through the calling, but he's not able to leave because this like binding spell has bound everyone
it's also bound. It's like you are the only one who can walk in and leave, because the Grey Wardens, he says, they all came here to kind of figure out what is happening
to get into the deep roads and go and
but he's like, oh my god, thank god you're here, because everyone was trapped. He also, I see, because here's the thing where I think my lore is not on peak, which I know it's not, but he also seems like he's been in the calling for a very long time, like longer than people who are in, like, it's like, if the calling feels to me like you have like a year and then you're going to go like completely postal and turn into a Darkspawn, but he's like, yeah, I've been here for a minute. And like, I'm going mad, but I'm fine.
There. I think that's I think it's because there's been like a binding spell in this place, and that he's just been stuck there. And what you're supposed to do is go deep into the deep roads and like die with the Darkspawn. But if you don't, I think that this is what happens to you.
Oh, sure.
If you don't do what the calling is asking you to do and telling you to do, this is your
just
fate.
Kind of stuck. Yeah. Also, after you do, so there's another demon, because I was previously talking about there's another thing about releasing some shades. You have to click like 3 buttons. You have to click 2 buttons and then release a shade. This is under the Malcolm's Will quest. And then that opens a thing. But then the you go into the tower, and then there is a demon that you like unlock. You have like a fun little boss fight, and then you can upgrade the key. So there's 2 different unlocking demon things. But after you unlock, after you like beat the thing, you upgrade the key. Then if you have Anders in your party, he starts being like, oh shit, this fucking sucks. I am hearing someone talk to me in my brain, and he starts freaking out a little bit. You then
Meryl also talks about
hearing. That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Larius keeps running away. Every single time, like you speak to him, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go," and then runs deeper down because you're like helping him get closer to the deep roads. Whilst you're doing the Malcolm's Will quest, you hear these like voice notes essentially of your dad being like, "I don't want my kid to be a mage. Actually, that would suck. I want my children to be free and not have to be that." And then I had a conversation with Bethany where she's like, "Oh, that sucks. Because I am that.
Because I am that, Dad."
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, I mean, he's proud of you, I guess. And she's like, nope. He said he didn't want his kid to be a mage. Look what I am. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Then there's a few
which is
quests.
fun because then if it's not Bethany, then it is you who has to hear that conversation. Yeah. But didn't have brothers.
You then keep going down. You keep unlocking. You keep upgrading the key.
But you go into the prison next.
Yes, you do. Yes. That's where you hear your dad be like, "Hey, I don't want this." And then in the prison, there's Darkspawn. There's lots of Darkspawn there.
So much Darkspawn.
So many.
We get to learn about Dumont down here. Because I think you find
this is
either
when I started
an
reading.
altar or something else first.
You find an item first, I believe.
You find the crown first, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
You find the altar at the end, at the very bottom of this.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we find out some stuff about Dumont, which is a Tevinter something or other.
Something.
Which is the codexes are written like almost like the Chant of Light is written. It's written like in a kind of prayer thing, like
very poetic.
Blessed are you, Dumont. Like it's not like it's very like, oh, this is a religious-y kind of guy that we're learning about. And then obviously there's an altar for him, so then that's like cementing that this is like a religious figure in Tevinter. Which is like, I think kind of implying that it's like the Tevinter equivalent to an Andraste. Not sure, God, but like a
kind of holy figure,
Jesus figure kind of thing like that, or prophet of some kind.
And it's also fun because it's specifically Tevinter related in this place, and it's like interesting how that item has appeared, like how the Tevinter has appeared in this like very very old Mage's Tower,
right? Oh, right. Which weren't we talking about in the last episode? Like things about Tevinter being like revealed to be related to like present here, but like older. What were we talking? I feel like we just talked about that.
We were talking about how I think the West Marches is England, specifically Kirkwall is London, because of the Welsh aspect. Did we say? Oh, no, I mentioned Tevinter. I said that I believe Tevinter is America at the minute. Is what I said. I don't know if that's...
I thought we encountered something else earlier in the last episode, but who knows?
Maybe.
I might be just making things up.
It might be one of the times where I've broken during our other calls and I've been like, I need to talk about Dragon Age right now, actually. Because recording once a week is actually hell for me. I need to talk to you about this
I need more of it.
Game 100%.
My biggest disappointment, we fight a Desire Demon here, which I do think we meet one other Desire Demon in this game, in Act 1 somewhere. But I yearn for the days of the Dragon Age Origins Desire Demons, where they are not just like a 2-second animation and then you kill them. I want them to try to trick me and seduce me and tell me how they're going to give me the life I never got to have, but it doesn't happen. You just fight and kill her, and that's fine.
Kill him.
So yeah, we go further down into the prison. We fight a million Darkspawn. We go deeper down. We find like some more stuff about the Legionnaire, which admittedly is a quest in Origins that I don't pay that much attention to, and I know I should have. But we get a new like codex about the Paragon and like the Paragon's heir. If you get all of the Legionnaire journals that you like find as you're like traversing the dungeon.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then are we now at the bottom, at the base of the tower? Are we now at the base of the tower?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
So, here to the base of the tower. Because the Legionnaire thing I found, but and there's another few bodies which I paid more attention to, because those are you get little codex entries next to them, and they talk about Tethras. They talk about Garen rather. This guy called Garen. Who is this? The Legionnaire thing, which you were just talking about? Is he a Legionnaire?
No, no. Is it Tethras? Oh my god.
Yeah, because it's a guy called Garen, right?
Garen.
Who Varric is like, why the fuck do I know that name? That's crazy. And it's about a guy who I believe was exiled for killing his sister, but then it turned out he didn't do it, but he was just in the Deep Roads. You find another one, which is slightly more about him, and then you find another one, and then Varric's like, oh shit, this guy's name's Garen Tethras, and then he was retroactively like made a paragon, and then made a house, which ended up becoming my house. So because
Varric, that's Varric's last name. Yeah.
Yeah. And Bethany was like, "Oh, so this guy's your ancestor." And Varric's like, "I don't want to think about that. Thank you."
Yeah.
And
rejected.
Then, yeah, which is cool because then we kind of learn a bit about kind of Varric's, that nobility, because we know that he was from some form of dwarven nobility, but then his father fucked it, and then he had to leave.
Yeah. His father fucked it by being a part of the Carta.
Oh, sure. But he was still a Tethras, and this is kind of a paragon like thing.
Yeah. So Varric could technically be like part of a great noble house in Orzammar.
Yeah.
If he wanted to.
Which is there truly no better king of there is better king of Orzammar.
Yeah, which he says, fuck no, I would never want that. I don't even want any.
Yeah. It's another Alistair situation where it's like, it would be cool to have my friend be the king, but he doesn't want to be. So that would be bad.
So we get more Legionnaire info. We get more Weishaupt armor. We
I wasn't able to fully build I wasn't able to build the Weishaupt armor fully, so I don't have it on, unfortunately.
You did.
Did you find all of them?
I got it. Yeah.
Damn it.
And it's cool because it's like the Grey Warden. You never get that anywhere else in the game. Is that like Grey Warden armor? You don't even get that in Origins. That pretty Grey Warden armor.
That's cool.
The like
That's annoying.
blue and plated shit.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it. You got cool armor. And I didn't. I'm here slumming it with my fucking Act 1 DLC shitty armor.
Yes, correct. So then you get warned that there are Grey Wardens in the prison. Larius is like...
oh, hey, warning. Oh,
yeah.
First, before this, did you get all of the items from the spooky Tevinter guy? Dumat. Did you get all of the items
from the altar?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you do? Did you place them all on the altar and then get cool stuff?
Yeah, I put it all on the altar. Yeah.
I trashed that fucking thing.
You did?
I destroyed it.
Why?
Because it was Tevinter stuff, and I'm at the point where now Florence is like, actually, fuck everything. This sucks. So I found it was talking to me, and it was like, place your shit on my altar. And I was like, actually, fuck you, and I destroyed it. And do you know who liked it?
Who?
Anders loved it.
Yeah.
Anders is like, fuck yeah, baby. Wreck that shit. I was like, yeah. I destroyed it all. And then they summoned a bunch of demons to try and kill me, and I beat them all up with my cool fists.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Thank you. But then Larius turns up, and he's like, hey, there are Grey Wardens about. And then, lo and behold, Grey Wardens turn up.
Yeah.
And they're like, hi.
And they're like, we don't want to kill this Corypheus guy. We want to harness his fucking power. We want to use his magic.
Use him because we know how to do that. Yeah.
Fucking idiot Grey Warden doofuses.
Well, now here's a big thing.
Bitch ass Grey Warden.
Because to me, this sounds like almost a direct order from Quentin. Hey, you know how to control that Darkspawn? Do that. That sounds good. Because
that Darkspawn knows how to control blood magic?
Yeah. Do that. Get that Darkspawn on our team. Because I have a friend called the Architect who's trying to do similar shit. And I don't want him to
fucking God, that's right. Yeah.
However, I'm not playing Quentin at the minute. I'm playing Florence
Hall. Well, you're not playing Quentin, but Quentin's out there. Quentin's out there giving that
exists and giving this order. However, they're coming across Florence Hawk, who Janaka? She is like, hey, we're trying to free him and control him, and then Larius is like, don't fucking do it. That's bad call. We have to kill him. It's the only way we can do this. Mm-hmm. It's the only way we can like actually, because she's also like, we're gonna end the blight like once and for all. Which again, I was like, that's Quentin coded.
That's very Quentin coded.
Because obviously that was his whole thing at the end of Awakening. He's like, I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna end it.
And from my perspective, shit has completely fallen apart without Valeria.
Absolutely, yeah.
What the fuck is anyone doing? There's no chance that Alistair gave this order. You've all 100%. Gone off the rail. So I have a feeling we probably did the same thing here. Especially if you were looking up how to make Anders love you.
I said, hey, shut the fuck up, I'm gonna kill you now.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
because both of our love interests actually agree on this. It's like one of the few things that these two doofuses do agree on.
I actually wasn't looking it up at this point. I looked it up. I looked it up after this DLC because I was like,
for just the
with him
is
like super low. Mm-hmm. So it's like, no, it wasn't low. It was just in neutral. And after what we talked about last week, with you being like, you can't get a romance if you're neutral. Like, you have to be one with the other. I was like, okay, I gotta like, because I'm neutral with everyone, I just wanted to kickstart something.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I didn't want to end the game and then be like, I didn't fucking get a romance because I was playing like this way. I just wasn't satisfied. So I was like, okay, let's speed shit up now. And also with the fact that it's been like a while since Act 1, it's been like a couple weeks to like a few months or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'm going to say that her and Anders have grown over this time, so I'm just going to... But I didn't look at it in the question.
Oh, okay.
Then...
But we both chose the same thing. We
both chose the same
fuck
thing.
Fuck you, and then we have
she
Larius.
Makes a huge... Yeah, and we went on his little quest. She throws a huge flame in front of us, so she gets away, her and the other Grey Wardens. Yeah. She also, however... Oh, does she say this now? Yes, she does. She says, not only was your father built this and put this Corypheus guy away, but he did it with blood magic. Your father was a blood mage, which is huge and crazy because Bethany is pretty fucking disgusted by that. Yeah, she's mad. And this
so I thought this was interesting because your original thought
was against.
For you to be like really against blood magic also. So what is more importantly than Bethany's fucking reaction, because who cares, what is your reaction to learning that your dad is a blood mage?
Now that I've kind of changed sides to Florence, not changed sides, but changed aspects to Florence being like, the only people who matter are the people who are here with me. Everyone else can go fuck himself. To then at the end of Act 1, where she then becomes, I like, Templars have to burn because Templars took away my baby sister. So now I'm going to fucking kill them all. And still having that, like, fuck you, I got mine mentality. I think she, on hearing that her dad was a blood mage, is like, it almost like she didn't hear it. Because her dad is her people to, like, the original her people. He did all this. He built this tower, did this blood magic, and he says he did it so that he can leave and be with your mother, and then leave to Lothering, and then give you that life. And so she's like, well, I wouldn't fucking be here if my dad didn't do this, so I don't care. Like, it must be fine.
Right.
It's like, yeah, sure, I know that you're saying blood magic is bad, and I've seen some bad people use blood magic, but also, he's my people, and he had his reasons. Like, she can see like gray in the black and white when it's her, family, who she considers now to be the pool of Dragon Age 2 companions. If it was anyone else, she'd probably be like, that's pretty fucked. I'm actually gonna hit you. Actually, I don't know what she'd feel like with this, but yeah, she was fine. She kind of had blinders on, and it was almost like at the Grey Wardens saying, well, he was a blood mage, isn't that really bad? She's like, okay, I'm gonna beat you to hell now, actually, because you're like insulting my father, and this is my like legacy. This is my legacy. This is my birthright. This fucking tower. So fuck you about saying that. Getting angry about it, and then being like, I'm gonna kill the Grey Wardens. When Larius is just like, we can't let them break it free because your father didn't want that to happen. She's like, yes, true. Good show, old Grey Warden. So I turned against the Grey Wardens. You then fight up the tower. The boss, by the way, there's a mini boss in this that you fight at every single point before you upgrade the Hawk's Key, and every time you fight him, he changes a little bit. He adds a new mechanic. It's a good fight. Thought it was great.
Yeah.
Why?
More on that later.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a fun little puzzle that I quite liked in this bit.
Annoying little puzzle. Stupid idiot puzzle.
Interesting. I actually really like this one. Have you ever played BioShock? The original BioShock? BioShock 1?
Yes.
You know the hacking puzzle?
Yeah.
Reminded me of that. And I love the hacking puzzle in that game. The pipes.
No, I remember.
I do it so fast.
Stupid fucking puzzle, idiot puzzle.
Oh man, I've pulled so many people by how fast I can do the fucking fight puzzle. In
Have
game.
you?
Yeah, dude.
Have you
I've
really?
gotten laid so many
So
times
much
by
because of the
completing the
Bioshock
Bioshock
puzzle?
1 hacking puzzle.
Well, add this
I'm like,
to your
I'm sitting
fucking
there,
Tinder
I'm
profile. Why don't you?
I'm sitting there, and then they're like, show me what you can do, and I'm like, baby, put it on the hardest difficulty. Give me the end game fucking hacking puzzle. And they're like, I'm flooded right now. I'm so wet. I'm rock hard.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Go to jail.
You've never been ridden as hard as someone who's watched you do the Bioshock 1 hacking puzzle.
Prison. Prison forever.
You do this quite fun puzzle, and then you go up, and then you find yourself at the top of the
back in all the way in the north, like tower or whatever.
Yeah. You fight and kill the Grey Wardens. But as you're doing that, they say, or the leader says, that Larius betrayed your father. And what? How did he betray him? Sorry, they just say that he betrayed your father.
I think because they were trying to stop him from being a fucking blood mage, I thought. Although maybe there's more to it.
Yeah. Anyway, he betrays your father for some reason. And then I got really mad at him for that, but you can't do anything past that.
No,
really, you just get angry
grumpy
with him.
Yeah.
And then, baby, it's time. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's so funny. It's time for the Corypheus fight.
Yes.
I didn't understand this note until just now. I put, ooh, love this guy, because I released him. You release him with your own blood. And also the key, he kind of comes out and he's all fucked up. He looks so weird.
He's melted.
I wrote, ooh, I love this guy. This character design, so fucking cool. I think it's awesome. I think Corypheus looks like the coolest guy.
Yeah.
He looks
like Pizza Face from
Are you doing a DFTBA reference in the year of our Lord 2024?
No, I don't know what that is.
No? The John Green Pizza Face thing.
No, Pizza Face,
No.
Like the Keenan and Kel character from
Oh my god. I thought you were dating us 10 years and you were dating us 20
No, I was going back
instead.
25 years.
No, baby, she said. I'm going longer.
No.
They went
this was
way
a dated reference?
further
We're
away.
going all the way back to retro.
He could not. Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I guess. So, you have a cool little conversation to him. By the way, every single time you break a seal, Anders keeps going worse.
Yeah. Because vengeance.
Oh my God. I totally fucking forgot. Before you walk into the tower, Anders goes fully postal. It turns into Justice, summons 2 demons, and then you have to fight him. It's crazy. It's awesome. We fought him, and then afterwards he's like, "Holy shit, I'm so sorry. It's really bad news for me to be in here." And we're like, "It's okay, baby. We'll get you out. Don't you worry.
We'll get you out of here."
It's a whole new little thing, and that's why I'm like, Anders is like a must at this fucking bit. Does anything happen with Fenris? You said Fenris, Varric, and
Meryl is getting upset. Like, I think that the hearing things is a mage thing, because she does mention some stuff. Fenris is obviously like, this is a fucking awful place full of awful people. We should kill everyone and leave. Yeah. He hates everything that's happening 100% of the time. Which Ash is too. And I think Ash is kind of like, this whole situation with our father and with all these discoveries is just like, this is more stuff that we have to manage for other people. Like, we have to make sure that everybody is fucking okay about all of this all the time. Yeah. And now mom, like, what the fuck is mom gonna say? Like, and,
oh my
and,
God,
you know, like, and Bethany wasn't with me, but like, oh, dad was betrayed because he was the wrong kind of mage. And we have this like scourge on our family name. And Bethany's locked up in the Circle Tower. She shouldn't know about this because like she's gonna get fucked up.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I mean, Ash's whole facade is crumbling right now because things are not okay.
Things are not
and haven't been okay for ages.
And this is ruining the fucking lie. This is ruining the fucking lie that everything's okay, and everybody's upset. You know, we like, and
also she's actively undoing her father's work.
Yeah.
During this whole thing, I imagine that must have taken a bit of like an exhaustion of. She spent so long building up that everything's okay, only to like, you know, find the fact that her father did the same thing.
Yeah.
And tried to hide it, and now you're unraveling all of that work that he's done.
Yeah. Which, that part Ash is fine with. Let's unravel it. Like, this is not a legacy I want. I don't want this kind of notoriety. I don't like having the burden of knowing it and having the burden of all of the people I love knowing it, because it makes them all so upset with each other and so angry. And it is my job to make everyone fucking okay all the time. And now my business is somehow relevant to everyone fucking else. And all I want to do is have a little house to live in and not like, that's, I just feel like this is for Ash, this is too big, and having my family legacy be something that is tied up in all of this stuff that just makes everyone fight and hate each other is unacceptable. It's not,
it's crazy. Yeah,
it's not okay. Yeah.
That's huge. That's actually really cool. I'm actually super into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we unleash the man, the myth, the legend, Corypheus.
Yeah.
So it is revealed now that not only so Corypheus is, correct me if I'm wrong, the first Darkspawn.
That's what Corypheus is saying.
But he also says that the Tevinter Magisters created him, therefore they started the first Blight.
Yes.
100 million years ago. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because again, Tevinter is not a thing.
We still have yet to see it. Yeah.
We have yet to see it. We have yet to really find people from it. We know that Fenris is from Tevinter, and then
Fenris is not from Tevinter. Fenris was sold as a slave to Tevinter.
My apologies. Yes.
So we know Tevinter bad. We know Tevinter slavery.
Bad.
We know Tevinter big magic.
Big magic.
We know Tevinter big magic, and we know Tevinter man gods. Because you know, in Ferelden and Orlais, the chantry is run by women and it's run by men in Tevinter, and that's pretty much it. That's it a little bit.
Yeah. So it's bad, but they also just so happen to maybe not create the first Darkspawn, but they did start the first Blight.
Right.
Which is crazy implications in that.
Yeah.
The fact that, because it was also like, you know, so we know that the Architect accidentally spawned the fifth Blight.
Yes.
But in that, he's like, you know, well, I'm trying to end it at the same time, to end the Blight permanently. But then here we have the guy who created the first Blight. And what I think is fun is both of them look very similar.
Yes.
Corypheus and the Architect. I don't know if there's a meaning
Well, you
behind that.
even thought that the architect was Corypheus.
I thought the architect was
Corypheus.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like a story thing or if it's just like a fun parallel.
No, it's intentional for sure, because I think that the journey that leads you to thinking that you can control these old gods, causes you to become this kind of corrupted thing.
Oh, interesting.
And that is the architect is a less evil being, but is more of a gray kind of character. But they both have kind of undergone the same affliction is what's happening.
They both because their faces are pretty human, more human than we see from other Darkspawn. Yeah. To me, they read as like, I don't know. Yes, to what you're saying, ultimately, like there is this corruption in that, but they read to me like the first guy. If he is the first creation, it's because he may have been experimented on or like corrupted in this like very like normal way where people are forcing corruption onto someone. And then that made me question the architect and like, did that also happen to him, where he was also experimented on in some way, and then now he's like the other way to me, where it's like Corypheus is, I'm God now, I'm gonna go super evil, to the architect where he's like, I'm actually gonna try and help in some way and fix this, which I think is fun. Anyway, I like them both very much. They're two of my favorite characters so far in Dragon Age.
Love that.
I think Corypheus is fucking awesome. I think they're really cool.
Yep.
Yep.
But when he gets released, you do have to fight him because he's
in the best fight in the franchise so far.
Yeah, it's a fun fight.
It's a great fight. Yeah. It's good. It has actual mechanics. There are things going on. Everyone died but Florence, and I thought that was fucking hot. Mm-hmm. It was awesome for me.
I finished this fight with just Fenris.
Hell yeah, warriors unite. Love that for us.
Like, so devastating.
That's also pretty cool. That must be if this was like a TTRPG game, that must feel
me and my future boyfriend left alone on the battlefield.
It just must be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a release. It's like a therapeutic for Fenris to kill like a creation of Tevinter.
Yeah, evil, the first or like the oldest known living magister.
Like that must have felt great for him. He's like, hell yeah, I did that. That's my shit. That must have felt really cool.
But you got a thing that I don't get when you kill him.
A shield? What did I get?
The amulet.
What did I get? Oh, I got an amulet for Anders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which Anders comments on. Fuck, what does he say? And why is it?
I don't know. Important? I didn't have him. I just know that there's an amulet and I don't get it.
Yeah, fuck you fucking loser. He gets the Seal of Dumat. Mm-hmm. He gets the Seal of Dumat. And he... Fuck, that sucks, because he does comment on it. He says something interesting about it.
Yeah. He says that he doesn't believe that the Tevinter Magisters corrupted the Golden City and brought Darkspawn to Thetis.
We have a huge conversation about that, yes.
Yes, and then when he gets the amulet, he says that maybe that's not true.
Yeah, he questions his religious belief. Yeah. Not even religious belief, it's him, because the reason why he doesn't believe it is because he's so, like, pro-mage. Yeah. Pro-mage. And then he's shown that it's like, shit, maybe it's not all black and white.
But then if you're like, yeah, maybe the Chantry's not so bad, which you can say after that, he's like, no, fuck you. Actually, it is.
I know. I did say that.
Did you really?
Well, because it's not like maybe the Chantries aren't so bad. It's like maybe
they're right about other shit.
Maybe they've got some ideas because I still had that like Hawk is still like mentally like mages are bad, but is trying to change that. It's like an ingrained thing in them. And now they're trying to like break out of that fucking cycle. So I was like, okay, she's going to agree now with with that, or just be like, well, maybe they have some good ideas. And then Anders got mad, and then she's like, maybe I am wrong.
Yeah. So I will say, there is a lot of Anders stuff in here, and I didn't have
so
him,
much Anders stuff,
but unlike Awakening and Witch Hunt, where I could feel,
and Return to Ostergard. That's another DLC that we did. I just remembered that,
which is my favorite, in Origins at least. I felt like in Awakening and Witch Hunt, I could feel the fact that I was absent, or like that, and like I could feel that like I was missing things. I know from like just reading the wiki that I missed stuff in Legacy, but playing it, I didn't feel like I did. It just felt like this was a lore exploration area, and that I was getting information about my family still. So all of that, like, I didn't feel like I was missing stuff in this. I felt like I was discovering my legacy and learning some pretty fucking dark shit that I didn't want any business knowing, and that I think Ash wishes she could have forgotten immediately after learning it, because this is not her fucking responsibility, not her job. So that was that. But I liked it.
I think it's brilliant. It was awesome. Because the thing is, so Return to Ostergard. Yeah. Just going back to that, which is why I thought about it. That DLC tells you, Alistair is like, hey, I should be along for that. Also bring Wynn. Both of us should go with you to do that. In this, it was kind of abrupt. It just kind of happened.
Yes, as soon as you touch the statue,
as soon as
you go.
I think that's bad. I don't like that very much. However, I understand it in terms of a narrative, like, because I also understand like why it kind of does work, because it's Varric telling the story, and then it's Varric being like, sorry, we went on this thing, to a horse.
What the fuck happened with that?
Yeah, exactly. It's like Cassandra interrupts, and then he's like, "Oh my god, I'm in the middle of something." Okay, so what happens is, which actually, as that closes, no, you go.
Yes, because that does the closing part of that is that you leave this place in the hands of the Grey Wardens.
Yes,
which is,
well, maybe not in the hands of the Grey Wardens, but they come anyway.
Yes,
because I killed them, and we killed them.
You killed those particular Grey Wardens.
Yeah,
but. Sorry, the Grey Wardens, capital T, capital W, have taken over this place.
Yeah.
And
Cassandra is like, I mean, that's fucking bullshit. And Varric's like, I told you wouldn't believe me. And a lot weirder stuff happens, but you know, and I thought that was fun. And I appreciate it from the like, Cassandra interrupts, that's why the DLC starts. I would have liked a little more lead-in, because it was very abrupt. And because it was very abrupt, it was just like, who are you going to take with you? And I was like, well, I'm going to take these people. And then Bethany's there, and then it's like, oh, wait, this is about my family? Oh, okay, shit. Well, then I should definitely have brought Bethany along, because that's ridiculous that I didn't do that. Yeah. And then it's like, when I found it and I put... I'm letting my
fucking sister near that shit. Yeah.
No. She got a day off. She got a day off from the circle. I said, come hang out with your boys. Yeah. Also, I had a great time in all fights, because I had Bethany, Anders, and Varric, who were my 3 big damage dealers. So I was soaking everyone's attention, and then they were purely annihilating people. It was awesome. All three of them have piss baby health. They get taken out so fast. And I have the meatiest. I think, all three of their healths in my one health. And it's awesome.
Yeah. I do feel like this game, it is, in comparison to the other two, easier to have an unbalanced party. There's just less important stuff to get to, that you need a mage to get to this, and you need a warrior to get to this, and you need a rogue to get to this kind of stuff, which happens a lot in Inquisition in particular, but in Origins also.
A thing that I did want to bring up this mechanically, a million episodes ago, we were talking about lockpicking. Yeah. And you said, I think it's a random chance, like it's rolling the dice in the background. And I said, no, I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure you need the lockpicking skill. I think that's true for Origins. Dragon Age 2, however, I believe it is rolled in the background. I think the higher your cunning is, you just need the lockpicking skill basic, then the higher that your cunning is, because I was like clicking on a chest a bunch, and then fucking Varric wasn't saying anything. I was like, how do I get lockpicking? And I Googled it, and then someone was like, oh, if you have 44 cunning and the lockpicking skill, you can do this. I was like, it's rolled in the background then. It's different. Yeah. It's different to how it is in Origins. Yeah, so I think that might have been what you were thinking of when you said...
I think that you are right about that, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Then, after the DLC, I did a few things.
Tell me about your romance.
I went to Anders. We talked. I hit every flirt option. I upped his fucking approval rating by 35. I was like, fuck yeah, baby, yeah. I then spoke to, oh my god, Meryl. I spoke to Meryl. She's fucking so cute.
She's so cute.
I was just asking her how she was settling in. She's fine, which is nice. I went to Fenris. I went to Isabella, and she has another job that she needs me for, but she's like, hey, I'll call you when the time comes. And then I went and I spoke to Varric, and Varric is my best friend in the whole wide world.
Yes.
I had fun things in it of like, again, just having people in your party is so fun. I had Isabella and Fenris because I was like, I've missed my guys. I need to like switch up my party now.
They're very fun. Yeah.
And then them two talking is just very funny and good. I like that very much. I actually literally only have Isabella and Fenris are chatting, and I love that. And that's great. I really, really love the fucking team.
Yeah, everybody's good.
Act 2 going on, I'm gonna have Anders as like I just because you can't, because in this, unlike Origins where you just give gifts to people and then you can get the romance, in this they need to be in your party and you need to like,
you need to do their quests and you need to get their approval up by having them there, which is
talking,
stuff. Which is also interesting because not having them there does let you get out of some disapproval, which is an interesting concept.
Which is what I was kind of playing with in Act 1, with like her being like, depending on who Florence is with, is how she reacts, because she only cares about the approval of the people that are standing right next to her. So I would switch out mages. I would just put in people who hated mages into my party to do shit against mages, and then I would just put Anders back in and be like, no, we were great. Everything
was fine. Yeah.
But everything was fine. But I think I'm going to have Anders in my party a lot because I do want that approval to go up so I can, do stuff. Yeah. I have Varric. Varric is a friend now. I have his boon for being a friend. Yeah. Every character gets a bonus for either being a friend or a rival, and I have Varric's now. So
you have it. Really, wow. Oh, nice.
Love him. Love him. He really hasn't left my party very much. I feel similar to Varric, how I did, not necessarily, but like when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, I had Lae'zel in my party from when I picked her up to the end of the game.
Yeah, you don't feel the same sexually about Varric, but you...
No, but I do need him in my party all the time, yeah. I don't have a folder dedicated to Varric yet.
Not yet. I will get you there, though.
But I like him a lot, and it's like, I feel like he's so relevant in almost every situation. He has something interesting going on or interesting to say, and his party interactions are really cool. And it's like, he's the person who I'm like, he is the fucking best friend character. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is the guy who I just love in this game, and he's great. And everyone, it's like, you kind of had that shaky, like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing about them because otherwise they're going to blow up on me. But then Varric's like, whatever. We're friends. I don't really care. And I just love him. I think he's the best. He's cool. He's an interesting guy, and I love him. Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can have a rivalry with Varric, and you gotta be a real piece of shit to have Varric just like you.
It's really fun because it gives a small log line of like being friendships and rivals with people. You know, as I said, 'cause, like, you get that little boon. The friendship for Varric is, he's gonna, like, he'll tell your story, like he'll talk about you in every conversation or tell your story or whatever. But then the rivalry is he's gonna tell your story whether you liked it or not. And I think that's really cool.
Funny.
Like, as him being like, no, fuck you, actually, you sucked. And I'm telling everyone.
I'm telling fucking everybody about the bullshit you did. Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Versus bragging about his best friend. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not doing an us, doing a villain us.
A villain us. The villain us.
I bring you up in every conversation
all the time about each other.
Yeah, exactly. Just hating each other. Hating each other, but spending the same amount of time.
The same,
together.
Yes.
I think even if we hate
entire time.
If you are either my best friend in the universe or my absolute worst enemy, and in each of those we make podcasts together.
We make podcasts. We never stop talking.
In a full circle of this conversation, we get podcast married or we get podcast divorced. Yeah. Both times we're still making shit together.
Both times it's still a big party and everybody has to come.
Everybody has to come. We still make stuff together, but this time it's angry and mean.
And angry is mean. It's contentious. It's like when those fucking fake liberals debate the fake conservatives, and they all have a million podcasts about it, and they all pretend they hate each other, and then they clearly go out for steak and oysters afterwards.
Absolutely.
It's those that. Fucking it's us. People.
Oh my God. I would love to. This is a little story. Dylan and I went out to, when Breakout was happening. Yep. Oh my God. Went to this bar in Toronto. They had oysters. Fucking amazing. Oh my God, they were so good. I would
kill any one of you right now to have one of those oysters. Any of you.
Hey gang,
Sloan,
people listening.
I know you're listening to this. Sloan, I would kill you first for one oyster.
Sloan, if you kill someone so us three can share oysters, that'll be the move, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you get back in my good graces. Get
it's murder someone for us having oysters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we should get oysters.
We should, yeah.
When I'm later in the year, I'm coming to New York. Is there a good oyster place in New York? Can we go get oysters?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like I'm scum for asking if New York has bad oysters.
New York City. Like I would live here if we couldn't get oysters here. Like...
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Briefly, this is. Did you do anything after the DLC? Did you do the DLC?
No, I didn't, because I had all those conversations before the end of Act 1.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is not for nothing. This is truly for nothing. I'm just looking at all the writers.
Yeah.
A lady called. Because I was like, I wonder who wrote Varric. And it's a lady called Mary Kirby.
Mary Kirby. Yeah, she's a major writer of Dragon Age. Yeah.
Major writer. Has wrote a bunch of the World of Thedas volumes. Wrote Loghain, Sten, Merrill, Varric. Is Varric's writer, it looks like. Yeah, she wrote The Landsmeet. That's pretty fun. 2 quests I don't know. Other contributions, large sections of the Chant of Light. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Isn't that mad?
Mm-hmm.
And then my curiosity also took me over, and I need to find someone else. Jay Turner wrote Orgrin, and that's basically his only contribution to the Dragon Age franchise.
Wow. Imagine being the Ogren of the Dragon Age writing team.
I know. He also, however, wrote in part Mass Effect 2, which is considered to be the best one. So I'm interested to come back to Jay Turner to see how he's grown from writing one of the worst characters I've ever seen to writing one of the best games. of the like BioWare.
Is there
franchise.
a bad character in Mass Effect 2 that he could be responsible for? Is there like one shitty guy in Mass Effect 2?
There is one optional companion. And I mean optional in terms of you can have one companion or another one, but one of them is clearly the bad one. Yeah, kind of similar to a Loghain, but less like fleshed.
Sure.
I bet he wrote that.
I bet it's that.
He did write one of the DLC characters in Mass Effect 2. However, the DLC characters in Mass Effect 2 genuinely suck. The one that he wrote is particularly very good, but she does nothing for the rest of the franchise.
Sure.
I'm interested to come back to that later, actually. I like having the writer credits up. I think this is really interesting.
That is very fun. We haven't done that before, and I think that's
the specific characters who people have written is something that I think should be talked about. The writing in this game is really...
Yeah, especially in this game, which is, I mean, we've talked about how, like, the mechanics of the fights outside of this DLC, which I think has at least two fights that are interesting enough to have... To be cool.
Yes.
But overall in the game, we know that the mechanics are not what got the attention here. The attention went into the writing and the characters and their dialogue and their backstory and their lore and stuff. So that's, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think it's good to talk about, especially when people are, because I was just interested. I just offhandedly saw who wrote this, and then and then I was interested in the fact that she wrote all of fucking the dwarf lore, which is some of my favorite bits. Actually, I think the dwarf lore is arguably the best in the series. Like, is the best, like, most interesting thing. It's not to me. The most interesting thing is the fucking Darkspawn. Like, it's the architect and it's now Corypheus, which I think is great, and like all of that stuff I think is super interesting. I'm really, really excited to come back to Corypheus for Inquisition because I know that he's in it regardless of what you do.
Of course you can.
But I think that I'm really looking forward to that because, interestingly, I actually remember I never mentioned to you, I didn't like Inquisition. I didn't think it was very fun. I don't like the mechanics in it at all. I thought it was very sloggy. So I'm excited to go back to it now. But the thing which I thought was so sick is I thought Corypheus was awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to going back to that whole mess and also going into it with, because I know I talked about this a couple of times, but I'm not sure how in depth I went on the pod. There's a specific choice in Inquisition, which if you know it, because it relates directly to Dragon Age 2 is the choice. It's a big moment. Yep. And I hadn't got a character, so I was so uninvested in every part of that story that it was almost like a switch. It's like I was kind of enjoying it, then this thing happened, and I was like, oh, I don't care about this game anymore. Like I have no investment in all this stuff that's going on. Because
it was so clearly such a huge, enormous moment.
Enormous moment.
I have a sticker on my desktop with when we get to that part of Inquisition, or like the parts leading up to it, there is something that I will actually be demanding that you do to lead up to it, so that you get the most
out of
backstory from your first two games possible. Because
That's awesome.
I'm looking out for you.
Thank you. So,
yes.
What are we doing next week?
Next week, we're doing Act 2. We're going back to the main game, baby. Mm-hmm. Act 2 is not as hefty as Act 1.
Do you have a party in mind for you? Are you going to be switching in and out all the time? I want to see a lot of Sebastian. Do you have any stars or wishes?
I don't care about Sebastian even a little bit. And I will
Interesting.
Worrying,
in fact, for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Just because he's a lead character. He's
I don't care about him.
Yeah.
But I will be switching out my party for at least the first half of this act. I'm going to still do that. Because right now I'm not where I want to be in terms of how much my party is loving me. So I have some work to do still.
Do you know what would be interesting though?
What?
Because Sebastian's a Templar, right? Or is he just a noble? I mean,
I think he's.
If you're going like pseudo anti-mage with Fenris. Having Sebastian in your party is interesting.
Yeah.
Because he's also kind of anti, so it's like they may get on. Because Varric hates Sebastian and says it all the time.
All the time.
For me. All the time he talks about how much he doesn't like him. To his face when we're walking around together, and I think that's very funny. I don't know him, so I want to get to know him. And it's like, his voice is delicious to me, a little Scottish lilt that he has. So I do want him in my party a little bit. I might have a Gaelic party running around, so I might put Meryl and then Sebastian in, and then be like, come, let's all hang out and talk together. I'm gonna have a lot of Isabel. I like Isabel,
but
I don't have any connections to her, so I do want to have an Isabel heavy Act 2. I think I'm gonna have Anders basically untouched throughout the whole of it. I'm gonna have a pretty Isabel heavy. My second and third slot, Isabel, and I might be switching out with some other people, but
I have a very personal goal about Isabella, that I won't say yet because it's spoiling.
Cool.
But I have a goal. It's something I've never accomplished in playing this game before.
Awesome.
So I'm really trying to put a lot of conscious effort into making
a specific choice,
this friend group
or event, the
way that I want it to be. So
what do you want it to be?
I just have work to do socially. I have we're not there yet. I can't go into it more until more things have been revealed. But I have social planning to do. I've got to play the game.
Okay.
Capital.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah, it's time to play the game.
Time to play the game. That fucking meme I keep showing it anyway. Stupid. Embarrassed myself.
So you fucking bastards.
You scum of the earth.
Scumbags. You pieces of garbage.
Your suffering. No. Yeah, it is your suffering. No.
Your struggles.
Your struggles have only just begun. Go die in a hole.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Damn, people are getting off on that, babe.
That's fine.